My name is Carolyn Wester, and I am an HR business partner at Refresco here in Wilson. Short of it, I hire people at a soda company.
Okay. And I am Christy Proctor. I'm the local chicken lady. I own and operate both of the Chick-fil-A restaurants here, and I hire people.
Three things I look for when I'm looking at a person's resume. I first of all want to make sure that you have something on your resume to reflect your work history, even if it's volunteer work, even if you've just done babysitting and you haven't worked at a company, something to show your true current work history. Another thing you have to think about your resume, it is a snapshot of you. I don't get to see you, I get to see your resume. So you want to make sure that you have things on that resume that's going to really be who you are and that is honest. And lastly, just making sure when you're sending a resume, you're sending the correct things. Sometimes when people are uploading things, they're sending like pictures, other documents. Just make sure that it is a true, accurate resume. And also your information is current, like your phone number and a good email address. So those are just a few things.
Three things that I look for when I have a face-to-face interview are really simple. We serve food, so I'm looking at their fingernails. Are they clean? And this isn't necessarily a look, but a smell. What does this person smell like? Do they smell like a cigarette? Do they smell like they put on too much cologne that day? Do they smell like they didn't bathe? We deal with customers, and customers don't want to smell any of that. So my recommendation for people that are going to interviews is, don't smoke a cigarette right before you come in, or smoke anything. And, don't put on a lot of cologne, because maybe I just don't like your cologne. Take a shower. And then the last thing is, in the past, I think we worried a ton about people's appearance at interviews as far as their clothing. Mm-hmm. Well, not everybody has the same opportunities. And so I'm not looking for someone's three-piece suit or a dress. I'm looking that you are neat, that you don't have on anything that is revealing, that's maybe too tight, but that you're neat and you're put together. Your clothes aren't wrinkled. That's what I'm looking for.
A few things that I look for when doing phone interviews or when I'm doing Zoom interviews is, first of all, with the background noise. You don't want to be around a lot of noise, like music playing in the background. You want it to be like in a quiet setting. I once did a Zoom interview and someone was actually lying on the bed. So be careful with your backgrounds, making sure that you have a very good background. Lastly, I'm going to say when you're doing a phone interview, just make sure that you are really being articulate and taking the time to talk to the person. You don't want to be talking to other people. You don't want to be distracted. You want to be focused on that person that you're actually talking to.
So it's amazing that the simplest questions can be so challenging. And I'll be curious. We can talk after this about your questions. But some of the questions that we always ask, three main questions are, number one, what are you most proud of? Number two, what are your strengths? And number three, what are your weaknesses? And it's amazing how stumped people act about these questions. But if you're going to come to work with us, we want to know, what are some of your weaknesses? Are you going to say, well, I really tend to get nervous in crowds? Uh-oh, red flag. Maybe Chick-fil-A isn't the best spot for you. Or what are your strengths? Well, I love to be part of a team. Great, you're going to be part of a team here. So those are our top three questions that I think people struggle with. I want to give you an example of a question that we use. What's the most trouble you've ever been in? I think it's important that you are honest, but it is amazing how many people say, well, I've never been in any trouble. Really? In your whole life, you've never been in any trouble. That is remarkable. I'm not hiring you, because that was not the truth.
The one piece of advice I would like to share is be on time. Be prompt. Do not be late for an interview, whether it is a phone interview, whether it is a Zoom interview. Be on time. If you get the job, you even need to continue to be on time. It's so important. Don't be late.
So, two last pieces of information everyone should know going through the selection process. Know your truth. If someone asked you something and then they asked you pointed questions like, you put down I can work from 4 to 8, but now all of a sudden they want you to work until 10. Just be honest and say, no, I can't work until 10, because it's just going to make them mad 2 weeks after you're hired when you say, yeah, I can't work until 10. The next big thing is, remember, they're interviewing you, but you're interviewing them too.
Yes.
You're interviewing them. This is where you're going to spend a lot of your time and invest your energy. So at the end of that interview, ask questions. You know, how frequently do you get raises? Will I be given performance evaluations? How will I be trained? Act engaged. Those things, when someone has questions for me, a lot of times that really seals the deal. I'm like, okay, they really want to be a good team member, so they want to know what the expectations are ahead of time.
If I can be of help to anyone, please feel free to reach out to me. Again, my name is Carolyn Wester, and I'll be more than happy to do a tour with you, let you learn more about Refresco. What we do, again, is soda pops in the area, so please come and let me show you what we're all about.
I'm going to do a tour. I think I need to
Yes.
do a tour. I don't need a job right now, but I think I need a tour.
Please do.
And if you guys want a tour of Chick-fil-A, you can come out and I'll give you a tour of that. But the biggest recommendation I have for these folks is if you want to just practice an interview. We do group interviews every Tuesday and Thursday from 4 to 6. You can come in and practice your skills even if you don't want a job at Chick-fil-A.